Hey, you all. This is Captivating Christian here, and I just figured that I do something less political. Excuse the voice. Do something less political and a little more fun. As I get to know. Shout out to Spiller Boy TV for suggesting that I start to do this. This is my first tag video. This is my first tag video, and it's just some questions that I guess you answer and then you send it out. And it's a way for people to get to know me, Captivating Christian, and other than, my political commentary that I do give. All right, so let's get started. First question, number one. Are you religious? Yeah. I mean, pretty much. I grew up in the church. Um, I always sang in the church, grew up in the church, so yes, I'm religious. But once I went off to school and um, got more involved in taking religious courses, I began to just realize and see that pretty much they're all the same with a few different variations. So I became more spiritual and less religious as far as practices because they're so systematic, um, and more of a personal relationship with, you know, um, Jesus Christ or the person that you pray to. It's more of a spiritual thing for me and more of a personal connection. Question number two. Do you believe in marriage? Do I believe in marriage? Yes, I do believe in marriage in whatever form that it chooses to come. I do believe wholeheartedly in it. My mom was married twice, first to my biological father and then to my stepdad. So yeah, I do believe in marriage. I think marriage is a great thing. I think it is. It's not easy. I know that it's work, but it definitely is something I do believe in. Define love. I'm sorry, guys. This is getting to be too much. I'm sorry. But defined love, number three. Of course, Webster defines love as an intense feeling or deep affection, but I define love as something that is unbreakable, something that it's a connection between people. It doesn't necessarily have to be two people. It can be a family, or anything of that nature, friends. Just a bond of a connection where in which there's respect in love, there's honor in love, there's support in love, there is nurture in love, there's a whole different dynamic of things in love that I like or love. Next question. Question number four. Do you believe in capital punishment? Yes, I believe in capital punishment for the uh, proper crime, so to speak. Um, I do not, however, believe uh, that all crimes deserve capital punishment or certain crimes in particular. I do believe that certain crimes in particular do warrant that, um, do warrant capital punishment. But do I believe in capital punishment? Yes. Are you pro life or pro choice? I am definitely pro choice. I do believe that we have no right, especially me as a man, I have no right to tell a woman what to do with her own body. I don't think that right was given to me, nor do I feel that it is um, my job to tell someone else what to do with their body. So yes, I am definitely pro-choice. I think a woman should always have the choice to do what she chooses to do with her body at her time. And I don't think any man has a say in that, especially if I didn't have anything to do with creating the source within her. Now, if I had something to do with creating the source within her, then yeah, I think maybe that should be a discussion had. But if I had nothing to do with it, then no, I don't. I don't think I have correct. I don't think I got that right. Excuse me, guys. Next question. Question number 6. Do you feel, or how do you feel, excuse me, how do you feel about spanking a child? How do I feel about spanking a child? My mouth was pretty reckless as a kid. Out of my siblings, I got spanked the most because I always questioned everything. So I definitely would say that I believe in spanking. I mean, um, it's made me a decent human being. I mean, I didn't go out in public and show out and stuff like that because I knew that that was definitely a no no. But um, it kept me grounded. It definitely kept me grounded and focused on what I um was set out to do, and the fact that I was a representation of my family whenever I went somewhere, and that the consequences of not doing that or being that person that I was expected to be, you know, would be a problem. And I think it set forth consequences for your actions as well for me growing up. So I think it made me a real well rounded. I mean, definitely against beating. I think beating is going a bit far and excessive, but spanking it teaches a level of consequences, a level of respect. It teaches an array of things that I think are important and lacking in a lot of our children today. So yeah, that's my answer on that. The next one, 7. How do you feel? Excuse me. How do you feel about this quote? Women are too emotional to run the world, to run this world. Um, I totally disagree. I don't think women are too emotional or less emotional to run the world. I think men have always um, felt like they were supposed to run the world because of how, again, systematic, organized religion has taught that the man came first. So men always feel like they are the ones to be the ones to rule and be authoritative and so on and so forth. But I do believe that, women are just as capable of being authoritative and running the world. From my own mother, she ran a whole household, let alone worked, but still ran a house. So and ran it efficiently. Like, no offense, she might kill me, but we call her the warden, but in love. But she definitely ran, a tight house, and there's nothing you couldn't get by her or do without her knowing. She may have let you get away with a lot of things, but she knew about them. She wasn't, that emotional. She checked that at the door. You always had to, be straight and honest with her, and just come forth and say it. She didn't, kind of pacify us at all. So yeah, I definitely believe that women are capable of running this world. Um, Number 8. How do you feel about Black Lives Matter? Um, okay. How do I feel about Black Lives Matter? I, of course, think that Black lives are highly important. Um, of course, we matter. I think that it's sad that we have to even say it, even at this time in almost 2020, that we have to say that Black Lives Matter because we should have always mattered. It should just be a life. But the fact that the nation in which we have lived in for so long has always looked at us as different and separate. So you have to put the initial thing on like Black Lives Matter. But yeah, a life should matter. Um, I think it's pretty sad that in many cases an animal's life is far more important than a black life, and I think that I think that um, life should matter, and it shouldn't be a connotation of the type of life. I think life should matter, and it should be valued. And no one should ever look at someone, differently because their skin is different when at the same time they breathe the same air and bleed the same blood. I think that that's ridiculous. But yes, I do believe that Black lives matter. I do believe Black lives should matter. I do believe that there should be more of an awareness of the things that happen to young Black people. Um, yeah, and that's how I feel about that at this moment right now, without getting too political, because I'm trying to keep this fun and not be in my political head. Okay, so next question: uh, what is the difference between being Black and being African American? Good question. Okay, so I've always thought, oh yeah, I'm African American because my ancestors are African, and I happen to live in America, so I'm African American. However, just a day ago or day or two ago, I had a discussion with Really BTV. She's a YouTube um, content creator. She's very awesome. You guys should check her out. And she brought to attention, just in a discussion, that she does not consider herself to be African American because an African American would be uh, a person who was born in Africa who lives in America. And I said, you know what, that is an interesting thought. I never thought about it that way. And then, as I thought about it later on that night and sleep, being so far removed from the descendants and mixed with so much, thanks to um, what is that? Ancestry.com. Shout out to you guys. Knowing that you've been mixed with so much down the line of lineage, and that's somewhat removed. You just start to feel like, okay, well, I'm really just a Black American at this point. Um, so far from moved from being fully African. I think that, yeah, African American would be someone who is from Africa, or is of direct African descent, and happens to live in America, rather than it be a person of color like myself whose family has been in America for a while. I'm cool with just Black American or Black. Okay, so that's that. And next question, and it's the last one. It's, if you happen to win the lottery tomorrow, would you stop doing YouTube videos? Good question. One, I don't even play the lottery. Don't know how to play, even if I did. Which I know is a horrible thing, because if I wish I did sometimes, but I don't like this, like, give away money, if that makes any sense. Not like I'm cheap, but it's like certain stuff. It'd be like, well, I'm not giving my money to that. It's not guaranteed that I'm gonna win anything, so I don't really have the. I don't know. I just don't have it to feel the need to spend my money on something that I'm not guaranteed to win something. But anyway, to answer that question, no, I would not stop doing YouTube if I won the lottery tomorrow. Mainly because, one, I'd be able to focus on um, a better setup for my videos, and even help support and create different opportunities for YouTube creators to expand their businesses and ideas and things. So no, I would not stop doing YouTube. I would continue to do YouTube even with the money, and it would probably help other people grow and further their aspirations of being bigger than YouTube creators. So again, that's all I have. That's all the questions that I was given. Um, Hopefully you enjoyed my tag video. It gave you a deeper insight into who Captivating Christian is. Um, I pray that it intrigued you enough to stop by my page, like, share, and subscribe. Again, this is Captivating Christian, and thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.